Coming up on today's show, Tesla options to buy land just outside Austin, Texas, and starts negotiations for incentives to build the Cybertruck Gigafactory there. Serious allegations surrounding Nikola Motors caused the company's CEO to threaten legal action, and Ford showcases the hands-off semi-autonomous driving technology that will be featured on the Mustang Mach E. These stories and more coming next. Welcome back to another episode of TEN. I hope your week was a good one and happy Juneteenth. One day late if you're watching this, but I'm actually recording this on June 19th, so happy Juneteenth. Thanks to the Electric Auto Association for their sponsorship of today's show. Find out how to join them and how to accelerate the switch to electric today by heading to electricauto.org. Thanks also go to the kind comments from last week about last week's intro. It's great to know most of you are of a like mind on this one. Here's hoping we will all continue the work to drive for equality and justice for all. One more thing before we get stuck into today's news. Some of you have noted that there's something weird going on with the subtitles on YouTube. YouTube did used to automatically transcribe what we said, but now it's not. I know how important it is to have subtitles on our shows, and we're going to make sure when possible we upload our scripts to YouTube as subtitles. If you're interested in helping us translate them into other languages as well, let us know below. It's no secret that Tesla has been busy expanding its production facilities around the world, with Giga Shanghai opening last year, Giga Berlin due to open this year, and multiple searches going on in the UK and the US for places to site further Tesla facilities. This week, we learned that Tesla has now optioned to buy a 2,100-acre site just outside of Austin, Texas. It's expected to build GigaAustin there, sometimes nicknamed Terra Austin because of the size, or Cybertruck Gigafactory because it's believed to become the home of the Tesla Cybertruck. Earlier this week, we incorrectly stated that Tesla had actually purchased the land. Right now, Tesla is still in the early stages of negotiations with local authorities over incentives, but I'm hopeful we'll see groundwork start at this brand new location in the next few months. Lucid has officially set the reveal date for its upcoming Air sedan. While we've seen and heard plenty from Lucid over the last few months, both in terms of footage from the company and thanks to the interview that Lucid CEO Peter Rawlinson gave us on this channel, we have yet to see what the final production Lucid Air will look like. The car had originally been planned to get its auto show debut in April, but COVID-19 had other ideas and the launch date was pushed back. Now a new reveal event, likely all online, will take place on September 9th, at which we'll learn a lot more about the car, its final sticker price and its specifications. Production of the same is due to begin next year. Over the past few months, there's been quite a lot of negative press surrounding Nikola Motor. It started with the company's reverse merger that resulted in a $13 billion valuation, even though the company does not yet have a production facility and has only produced prototypes. Its CEO, Trevor Milton, has also come under a lot of scrutiny, with journalists and YouTubers alike questioning his past business acumen. This week, the latest in a line of news stories hit the company hard, alleging that the 2016 prototype Nikola 1 revealed on stage did not have any functional drivetrain or hydrogen fuel system in it, when Nikola CEO Trevor Milton had implied it was fully functional at the time. Bloomberg published a damning report mid-week in which, as part of it, Milton admitted there was no fuel cell or drivetrain for, quote, safety reasons in that truck. Milton has since threatened Bloomberg with legal action. I know many of you wish for us to do a very deep dive into this on the channel, and we will. Given the legal action mentioned above, though, we will be treading very carefully. It's official. About a month after Tesla CEO Elon Musk noted that the Tesla Model S Long Range Plus should have been given a 400+ mile EPA rating, that's exactly what's happened. When a previous rating came in under 400 miles, Musk had said that EPA test personnel had left the car overnight with the door open and the key inside, causing the car to have significant power drain when the vehicle was not ostensibly being tested. Tesla had petitioned the EPA for a revised rating based on data it itself submitted, and it appears the EPA has agreed, with the updated figure now reading 402 miles per charge. This makes the Model S Long Range Plus the very first production car to offer such an impressive range, over 400 miles per charge. Good job, Tesla. As part of its media push ahead of the official production launch for the Ford Mustang Mach E electric SUV, Ford has detailed the semi-autonomous driving features that owners can look forward to enjoying when their new car comes onto their driveway. Due to be pushed via an over-the-air software update, the feature, called Ford CoPilot 360, will feature a fully hands-off driving mode on approximately 100,000 miles worth of divided highways in North America. Unlike Tesla's Autopilot system, which requires the driver to hold onto the wheel, Ford's system is similar to GM's Super Cruise and uses head tracking and eye tracking technology to ensure the driver is alert and paying attention to the road ahead. Ford says the system has already successfully been tested by its engineers on more than 650,000 miles of roads in the real world. We've said for some time that autonomous and semi-autonomous vehicle technology results in changes to driver behaviour, and now a new study from the University of California backs that assertion up. Questioning Tesla Autopilot users on their feelings towards the technology, the survey notes that interviewees felt safer, less tired, more relaxed, and less stressed about driving. Additionally, the number of miles driven and the number of long-distance trips partaken increased because of drivers' confidence in Autopilot. More disturbingly, however, some interviewees noted that they'd used their mobile phone more when in Autopilot mode, and 3 respondents reported falling asleep behind the wheel, something that Autopilot was most definitely never meant to facilitate. With COVID-19 lockdowns no longer in place and Tesla's Fremont production facility ramping production levels back to normal levels, we're seeing more and more people take delivery of their Model Y. But as a series of Tesla fans detail, some well-known and some less well-known, many Model Ys are being delivered with significant flaws that should have never passed quality control. This week, one Model Y customer rejected delivery of their car after noting a laundry list of issues, including a loose seatbelt mounting point. While many Model Y customers are receiving cars without any flaws, the need for improved quality control at Fremont could save Tesla some significant headaches and negative press in the future. Here's hoping Tesla can rectify these issues, as it has in the past with its other models. Rideshare company Lyft has been working on electrifying its fleet now for a number of years, with special electric vehicle lease schemes for Lyft drivers and the ability in some areas for customers to request a green Lyft over an internal combustion engined one. This week, however, the company took things a lot further, announcing its intention to go fully electric across the entire Lyft fleet by 2030. This includes not only vehicles leased by its drivers, but also privately owned and operated Lyft vehicles on the fleet. Citing COVID-19 as the motivator, Lyft says it's had time to rethink its priorities and refocus on cost saving. Switching to electric should save money all round, as well as, of course, lowering air pollution in the cities where Lyft is using its primary focus. And now it's time for short shorts. Tesla has introduced a more efficient solar panel on its website that's about 10% more powerful than its predecessor. It also happens to be cheaper at $1.96 per watt compared to the $2.58 per watt that its predecessor had. The Polestar 1, the first plug-in vehicle from Volvo's luxury electric brand, has now received its official EPA rating. However, the plug-in hybrid's electric-only range is just 52 miles, which is far off the 93 miles originally promised. Tesla has pushed a new software update to its vehicles, activating a slew of new features and improvements. Among them is the activation of the in-car cabin-facing camera, which Tesla will use to study and to improve driver retention and safety. Buick has launched the Bolt-based Velitte 7 electric SUV in China, giving everyone a sneak peek of what the promised Bolt EUV will eventually look like. The latter is due to launch next year. The Velitte 7 is rated at 500 kilometers of range on the Chinese test cycle. Tesla's head of AI and computer vision, Andrej Karpathy, has admitted this week that Tesla's computer vision approach to autonomous driving is a lot harder in many ways than using LiDAR. But he noted that he believes Tesla's approach will eventually be far easier to scale to millions of cars than a LiDAR-based system. Evum Motors, the German-based company behind the A-car, has begun taking reservations for its utilitarian electric truck. Eventually, it hopes to sell the A-car to remote communities around the world as an affordable method of transportation, but it's currently targeting commercial customers looking for an off-road, low-speed EV. Leaked photographs have appeared online of the Volkswagen ID4, giving everyone the first true look at what that vehicle will look like. While photographs are now public domain, automakers do not really favourably look on outlets leaking images, so we're not going to. Next week, Lordstown Motors will unveil its endurance pickup truck. This week, it shared some sketches of what we can look forward to in terms of interior styling. I've got to admit that it really wasn't what I was expecting, and that steering wheel really reminds me of a Porsche. While its production facility is preparing a second assembly line and testing is now back underway following COVID-19 restrictions, Rimac has announced deliveries of its limited production C-Two hypercar will actually be pushed back to next year to facilitate further testing and homologation. Despite a rocky start to the year in regard to their working relationship, Tesla and Panasonic have officially signed a new agreement to work together at Tesla Giga Nevada on cell production. The new agreement will last a total of 10 years. Citroën has unveiled an all-electric version of its Space Tourer compact MPV. Capable of seating 9, there are 3 different length options and 2 different battery pack options for up to 350 kilometers of range per charge on the WLTP test cycle. Pricing will follow. Tesla has posted job listings for Autopilot test drivers in Austin, Texas. The listings for the ADAS test operators call for successful applicants to test daily iterations of Autopilot software on predetermined routes, reporting the performance of the system back to Tesla's Autopilot team. BMW MINI is reportedly working on extending the brand into the crossover segment. It's readying 2 new models for market. One will be gasoline-powered, but one will be designed and built in China with an all-electric drivetrain for launch in the global market. When we have more information, we'll share. Following a consultation period in the UK on licence plates for low-emission vehicles, the UK has confirmed that all electric and low-emission vehicles will now be given green licence plates later this year. It should help identify which vehicles are eligible for perks related to their zero-emission status, like free parking and charging. Lightyear, the company behind the Lightyear 1, has long been working on an automotive application for the solar panels that it's putting on the Lightyear 1. This week, it showcased such a prototype in the form of a Tesla Model 3 retrofitted with one of its solar roofs. It's pretty impressive. Citroën has unveiled the newest generation of the C4 in a series of photographs. This version, a crossover rather than the hatchbacks and sedans of previous versions, will be available with an all-electric drivetrain alongside gasoline and diesel versions. We'll find out more about them all on June 30th. Software engineers who've managed to crack open Tesla's latest software update for Model 3 suggest that there is a 100 kilowatt-hour battery Model 3 in the pipeline, after seeing references to it in the codebase. However, Elon Musk has denied this report. The number of charging stations in the world experienced the largest growth period during 2019, in fact the largest expansion in 3 years, which represents an impressive 60% growth compared to 2018. As you might expect, the country with the largest growth was China. Tesla has been approved by authorities in the UK to become an electric utility company. I'll be honest, it's not 100% clear why Tesla needed this status, but if I had to guess, I'd suggest it's got something to do with either solar power or vehicle-to-grid technology. Volkswagen has doubled down on its investment in solid-state battery company Quantumscape, adding another $200 million of investment funds into the company. Volkswagen, like many automakers, is looking towards solid-state technology to solve the current weaknesses of lithium-ion batteries. Elon Musk and Tesla's board of directors have been sued by a Detroit police and firefighter pension fund. The allegations made against them are that Musk and the board sought to, quote, enrich themselves at the company's expense. But this isn't the first time Tesla has come under fire for this, and frankly, I doubt it'll go anywhere. That said, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't comment. Volkswagen might be full swing with ID3 production, but it's just launched a new tour at its Dresden factory, where it's letting tour participants lend a hand in building a Volkswagen e-Golf. Frankly, the tour isn't cheap, and those rolling up their sleeves are supervised at all times. And those are your short shorts. There will be more next week. It's official. After the 6th season of the FIA Formula E race series was cut short due to COVID-19, moving all races online into the Formula E Race at Home series, it has now been confirmed that real-world racing will resume in a special end-of-season multi-day race event at the Tempelhof Airfield in Berlin. These double-head race events will take place on August 5th and 6th, August 8th and 9th, and August 12th and 13th, with all teams and all cars in attendance. As you might expect, however, the races will not be available to the public, with strict regulations in place to ensure the safety of drivers. The team has a maximum complement of just 20 members per team. The races will be, of course, streamed live online, so mark those dates in your calendar. And finally, over the years, I have seen plenty of different types of advertising campaigns designed to promote electric vehicles. And for the most part, they've ranged from mediocre to downright bizarre, with ad agency after ad agency just failing to understand how electric cars need to be sold. Hint, you sell them just like any other car. This week, we got another head-scratcher to add to the list, courtesy of Nissan Asia and Oceania, which staged a race between Fire, a kite surfer, and a Nissan Leaf. The ad is at best terribly staged and at worst cringy. Plus, when you're trying to advertise a car with a sprint time that's not super quick, well, maybe pick something else to focus on. And on that note, it's the end of this week's show. But before I go, I do want to thank the Electric Auto Association for sponsoring today's News Roundup show. They have been advocating for electric vehicles since 1967, and they firmly believe that our future depends on us making the switch to clean, green electric cars today. You can find out how to join, how to become a local EV educator, where to attend local monthly meetups, or find EV owners to talk about making your own switch to electric by going to electricauto.org. I would love it if you would like, comment and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you feel able to, please consider supporting us using the links below, which does now include Bitcoin. And if you can't support us, well, know that just watching and interacting with our content on this channel and social media really does help. So if you do all of that, thank you. Thanks to those who already contribute to the channel in whichever way they can. It is truly wonderful to know that we can continue to make great content because you're helping us do that. Without you, we just wouldn't be able to do it. I'll be back next week with another show, but I do want to give you advanced forewarning that the entire Transport Evolved team is taking a full week off starting June 29th, the week of July 4th, so there is no roundup show that week, and now you know why. In the meantime, stay healthy, work to make the world a fairer, safer place for us all to live, strive for equality, be kind to one another, and wash your hands. Keep evolving.